End of video. No. Sitting there wondering, like, what are things I've made money? What are services I've offered in the past that have made quick money with zero to no investment on the front end? And as well, these services don't require a lot of skill. The first thing I did when I got my first tax return, as a real adult, around 20, whatever, might be late for some people. I got married young, so this was both me and my wife's at the time's return, and I told her my idea that I want to buy a pressure washer because I was wanting to make extra money. I worked for a landscape business at the time. I had done pressure washing for them. I'd seen the invoices. I knew how much time I spent, so I did the math. I was like, whoa, I can make some decent side money if I do this. So I got the pressure washer. It was a DeWalt with a Honda engine, same one I have now, different unit, 4,200 PSI. It's the baddest one you could buy at the big box stores at the time, and it's still a great washer. You can tackle anything with that machine. And I quickly, every Saturday, anytime I could, would make extra money. One day stands out. I went up to Chelsea, the town here in Birmingham, Alabama. I had one scheduled. I think I was charging $150 for, it was a garden home, so a small driveway and patio, and ended up doing 2 more that day. So I ended up like $350. Because one was into the back patio or something, but that was very significant money to me at that time. So it got me really excited to sell more. And the people that have done this full time, if you're doing pressure washing full time and you made a business out of it full time, hats off to you, because it's just something that gets done once a year with very frequent customers, or once every 2 years. And a lot of people you'll do once and never do again. But I didn't have to go out and buy that washer. I found now that even then, when you're new to doing any type of deals, at least for me, some people are born to make deals, and they don't do this kind of nonsense when they first start. But a lot of people, including myself, you're nervous when you first start out. You might know what you could charge, but you always back off that a little bit. Like I said before, I saw these invoices, and we did a lot of the same houses, so I knew exactly what I could get away with within the market. But now looking back, it's like I should have just charged that extra $100, went and rented that washer. I say I should have done this. You can do this. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the more that you do these services, the more that you need to just go out there and buy it eventually. But if you're just if you're a kid, you're trying to make some extra summer money, go and try to sell you some. Tell them you've done a million of them. There's no lies when it comes. If you're doing good work, man, that is a lie. But fake it till you make it. That's kind of what I'm saying. I guess that's more palatable than saying lie. I've done this before. As long as you know you're going to do a good job, you're going to be thorough, hit every square inch of what you agreed to do, go ahead and sell you 5, 10, however many you want to do. Then go rent the washer for 1 or 2 days. Rent the surface attachment that you can rent with it. All this, I rent at Home Depot in my town. There's other rental places. I just go to Home Depot. It's close to me, and it's at a good location. That is a way you save up. You save up 10, you can make a couple grand in 2 days. It's gonna be hard work, but know what to charge. A lot of these garden homes that have two-car garages, barely enough to fit 2 cars, barely enough to fit 2 cars in the driveway. That plus the patio, I would have a minimum I probably wouldn't do anything less than 250, 300. And then off of that, if you do a couple of those, you'll know what to charge for the bigger ones. And that surface washer attachment, you gotta have it to do the driveways. This is obvious to a lot of people. That's one way you can make a couple grand in 2 days. But you're gonna have to sell them, tell them, hey, once I get 4 or 5, then I'll come do it. Some people aren't gonna want to wait that long. But that you can aerate. A lot of people don't maybe not know what aeration is, but if you've ever been to an athletic field long enough, or a lot of people have just seen this, once a year landscape companies aerate customers' lawns, or a customer aerates their own lawn. What that is it pulls plugs, what we call it, out of the ground. You might seen it before. It looks like there's a ton of little symmetrical dog poops all over the lawn. But that pulls dirt plugs out of the ground. Those dissipate. You don't have to blow or rake them up. What that does is allow the compacted soil to breathe, which benefits your lawn in many ways. That service, usually most businesses around here, bigger to small businesses, they're gonna have a $200, $250 minimum on all yards. So like that garden home I was talking about, you pressure washing, even with the surface wash, you'll be there for a few hours. You could go and aerate that lawn, and a lot more people have had their yard aerated. I don't know, this is just my opinion, because I'm in landscaping, than have had frequent pressure washing done. So a good way to look is notice the nice lawns. The people that have the nice lawns that aren't matted to the ground probably have done aeration. Now that also might mean that they have someone that does that. But here's a little industry secret, if you will. Most people that have that done on a regular basis are on a weed control program that includes that. But most companies do not include that in their weed control program. So you might have someone that just cuts their grass that does it for them, and their weed control guy doesn't even do the aeration. But it might be the other way around, if that makes sense. I have a lot of customers before I started weed control that I did their aeration, and I made every year I would do 20 to 30 of them at a $250 minimum. Now if I have customers, regular lawn maintenance customers, and they have a tiny yard, I'm gonna cut them a deal. So I'm not hitting everyone with that 250, but if you're a regular guy on the street, yeah, I'm gonna hit you by minimum, and that's what you should do as well, even though it might make you nervous because you haven't done it before. A lot of my comfortability in operating business comes off of precedents and things I've done in the past. I wish I just was a business shark, but I'm trying to be, but I'm not a pushy guy. So it's all word of mouth, it's all doing good work. But that aeration can make you way more money than that pressure washing, but it is going to kick your butt. Now around my town, there's not a guy that has a ride-on aerator that I can rent. Now I could probably look a little harder, find someone personally, but I just haven't done that. So I go and rent 2 walk-behind ones, 2 to 3, depending on how many I've saved up at Home Depot. Now those things, if you've used them before, they kick your butt. They pull you. It's really hard work. So you'll be halfway done with these yards and be like, why'd I do this? But you'll feel a lot better when you get a couple grand in your hand in 2 days. So there's 2 ways. I probably have more in my head, but I gotta get back to work. But like and subscribe, like and subscribe if you like the video, and hopefully I'll do more. Holly.